Okay, I think we will get started. So welcome everyone. My name is Maya Siraj. I'm the Associate Dean and Director of Graduate Admission. I'm so excited to see so many of you here today, though it's virtually, but thank you for all attending. I'm excited to share that this is actually the first time we're hosting this particular session. Normally we start with our welcome session, which is in a few weeks, but with the calendar and the what we felt was the urgency of this information, we thought we'd move it up. And I'm so excited for those of you turning on your camera, because I like seeing faces and not just the name. So thanks for that. Oh yeah, there you go. I will be sharing my screen and a presentation that Tyler, who's in our office, put together, but he is unable to join us today. I also have with me my colleague Susan, who will be speaking a little later, and my colleague Amanda, who messaged that she's at the DMV, so you know what a nightmare that is. But hopefully she'll get her business sorted out. Normally we would do an icebreaker, but because this is such a large group, thankfully, we're unable to do that. But by the looks of things, people are from all over and from a lot of different disciplines. So if we do have time at the end, I'd love to be able to have some time for questions and to get a little background from where everybody is from and learn a little bit more about you, since I've only seen your names in an application and your offer letter. So anyway, we'll get started. Now, Susan, do you have anything that you want to?
No, just welcome everyone. Thanks for having me.
Okay. And I will also share that I'm not normally the presenter here. So I'm not the best presenter. I'm behind the scenes, but I'll do my best. So don't judge me too hard. Okay. I am recording the session. I don't know that we'll actually have it on the website right away, but we may be sending an email if people have a request for the recording. We'll get that out to you. I think somebody put in the chat they wanted it recorded, so we will have it recorded and available. So, all right. I guess we shall go. Are there any questions before we get started about anything? Susan, do you mind just monitoring the chat while I do this, just in case?
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, I did the introductions, so that part's good. All right. And the purpose of this presentation is that we're going to go over what your next steps are for onboarding now that you have accepted the offer, and what you can be working on this summer. If you could mute, just whoever's got their mic on, if you could just mute. So we're going to go over onboarding, and Susan, are you presenting on academic affairs, or is it Amanda?
I am, yeah.
Okay, Susan will present on her office on academic affairs, and I believe Amanda will be taking over and discuss records. All right. So welcome to Commodore Country. For those of you who have visited or live here, you are familiar with this, I guess, skyline. And for those of you who have not yet, can't wait to see you here, hopefully soon. Okay, the onboarding process. For those of you who have not set up your email, hopefully you have your Vanderbilt email. It's really important that you do. And if you have set it up and you're not using it, why not? You really do need to. It really is, right now you are probably receiving a lot of communications to that email box. So it does affect your pay, your enrollment, degree plan, everything. So please make sure that that email is activated, that you are actively looking at that inbox. At this point, you will also be transitioning from graduate admission to the department and to Susan and Amanda's office. So though we have a few sessions in the summer, our role at the admission side is transitioning out. So you are moving into the student side, and you should really look to your departments for assistance through this onboarding part of the process, and that includes any questions that you might have with setting up your pay, with registration, the degree, all of that. The onboarding that I'm talking about, but may vary from department to department, it should include setting up your information oracle, which is the primary system, is for your payment, any reimbursements, the background check, which is required of everyone, the direct deposit, and any other department requirement. And for international students, there are some additional requirement information that they will need. If you are delayed in setting up any of these things, including your direct deposit, the background check, you will have a delay in receiving your payments, including your reimbursement checks, your LSS for those that are receiving that. And it is a requirement to have direct deposit. So there's no physical checks that will be mailed to you. I guess we're moving here. So the graduates, for all graduate students, are paid via direct deposit the last working day of each month. For those of you entering our doctoral programs, as you know, you are receiving a $2,000 one-time award to assist with your transition into our graduate school. Again, just a reminder, you should have your direct deposit set up in the next, by mid-July. Hopefully you've heard from your department about this, and your first payment should be expected by July 31st. For international students, you must be in the country in order and have a US bank account set up in order to receive this payment. So you will not receive it if you are outside or do not have a US bank account. And if there are any delays, you can expect to receive that in the next paycheck, that you have all of these things set up. After you're onboarded, you can expect to hear about any department orientation information. You will hear directly from the department, not from our office. If you are a TA, there will be information sent to you regarding that information. What we know is on August 14th. Hopefully you've heard about that. Just to keep in mind, registration for that event is on July 19th. The graduate school convocation is August 19th. This is on campus, it's not virtual. And the first day of classes, hopefully you all know this, it's August 21st. And any questions? You're considered onboarded after you've completed steps and you've talked to your department about anything that they might have. Zoe, so this is kind of our way of helping you with having awareness of what things. You should have also received an email last week about the Brightspace online orientation. And there are further steps in there to help you with more onboarding steps. So reading the handbook, learning more about trainings that are available, and that you should consider additional parts of onboarding. Nick, are you starting in the spring? Ah, Which program? Because it depends on the program. I see. We do have, we will not have a convocation in the spring, for example. You will have access to Brightspace, and I believe there'll be some recorded information. So there will not be, there are no live events, typical fall events that are available. There's not any of that available in the spring. There might be something that the department might have available. You should talk to them directly. I don't have that link. You should hear from your department about payment and all of that. You should be hearing from your department. Again, all of your setting up payment, all of that onboarding should be coming directly from your department. If you've not heard from them, please reach out to them. If you're not hearing, email graduate admission and we will make sure that we connect you. The background information, reach out to your department. It's a typical background check. It's done by a third party. It's typical at every institution. The department should help initiate the background check with you. Anything else? Quiet group, making me read. Okay. Anything else? Okay. I will hand it over to Susan. Are you next?
Yes, thanks, Maya. I have a couple of slides. Let's see if I can. Oh, it says that screen sharing is disabled. Um, I'll try it again. There we go. I think I can get to it now. Just give me 1 second. There we go. See, can you all see that? Looking for, there we go. Yeah, can you all see my slide?
Yes.
Okay, great. So I'm repeating a lot of the information that Maya just shared with you all, but I guess it's worth repeating again. Just please do be sure to check your VU email. I would suggest at least once a day. I can tell you that, especially towards the end of your time here, I can remember a few times where I've really needed someone to respond to an email, and it's just really difficult to try to track people down in other ways, which we do, but we do rely on email. So just like another reminder about that. And you can definitely go ahead and get that set up today if you haven't already. We do recommend that you take a glance at the graduate school catalog because all of our policies are listed there. It's really worth a read. If you have some time this summer, you can look under academic regulations, and I can also, after I'm done, I can send a link in the chat so that you have that. Then you can also go to your own program or department and read what is there. And remember that you're going to be given a handbook also with details, and it will go into perhaps more detail even than what's in the catalog. So just a little disclaimer there that it's helpful to also, of course, read that handbook that you're going to get. It's always got lots of good information in there. And Maya had already mentioned this as well, but your first point of contact should always be your department or program, just because they have all of the specific details about how to just most directly help you. And then you can come to us. Of course, I'm not saying that we're not available. I'm not trying to convey that at all, but we just want to convey that the first point of contact does need to be your program or department. We do have our main email address. I put it in bullet point 6 there. It's graduateschool@vanderbilt.edu, and you can use that. And we have an amazing staff of people who can help direct your inquiry to the right place. But really, if you have any questions, probably in most cases, like 99% out of 100, it's going to be your program or department. And they can also reach out to us on your behalf too. So don't feel like you're alone and that you can, that you're just like one person in a sea of staff and faculty, because they can also reach out on your behalf to us, which is very common. So any questions about that so far? I've got one more slide. But we can also chat more at the end as well. I don't see anything in the chat, so I'll go to my last slide. So this is really exciting. We have live degree audits for every graduate student. So you can go to your landing page and click on degree audit and look at that right now. And I suggest that you even do that today if you have time, or tomorrow, or very soon. And so it's live. And so what that means is, of course, as you complete requirements, those requirements are updated live in the system. And so it's kind of a really good way, well, actually the most excellent way of tracking your degree progress. So please, if you have any question about that, myself or my colleague Amanda would be happy to show you where that is. I hope that y'all know what I mean by the landing page. It's sometimes also called the dashboard in Yes, and it's like a big box and it has different choices that you can click on. I was going to put a screenshot of it in the slide, but I ran out of time. But you can also just go to the list on the left-hand side as you go into Yes and click on, you'll get to the different options there. And then there are 2 web pages that we may not have time to get to, but I just wanted to share them with you. The first one is our academic forms page, and we are working on moving many of these processes to an online system. We're about a quarter of the way through right now, and so that page will explain that and give the links to those. I don't think that y'all really have to worry too much about those this first year. It's more like for later in the later years. But I just wanted to let you know about that page as well as that second link, which I can't see if I can click on it and go to it. Let's see, will it work? Yes, it will. Can y'all see that web page? Okay. This is also for later, but it's just good to know where it is because we summarize some of the important dates, and like these are the important dates for fall of 2024. And of course, you all don't have to worry about any of this yet. It's for like way down the road, but I just wanted to let you all know where it was located.
Sorry to interrupt. I think you're still sharing the slideshow. The webpage wasn't sharing.
Oh, let me see if I can, thank you for telling me that.
We may be able to send the slides out as well so you guys can access the links.
Yeah. I will also send that out to y'all. I'll go ahead and stop sharing. But since it's not really anything that you need to worry about imminently, we'll just leave that as a link so that y'all know about it. But I'm happy to see my colleague Amanda is here. So I think I was pretty much done, but we'll see what questions we have and we can also address those at the end too. But I wanted to introduce my colleague Amanda King here.
Hey there, sorry for being late. At the DMV for the third time with my son getting his permit. And of course, they called us finally at the same time that the meeting was starting. Anyways, welcome everyone. I am Amanda King. I am essentially the registrar for the graduate school. I work in the graduate school and with the registrar's office. And Tyler and Maya asked me to go over a few things today about submitting your official transcripts. I know you guys have been getting communications about that, registration holds for the transcripts and things, common registration errors, and degree audit overview. And these slides, everything on these slides is on the internet. If you Google just whatever your question is, put Vanderbilt University at the beginning of it, and I promise you, like the first page or two that come up will be the pages that you need. But we will hopefully be sending these out too, so you guys can access.
We'll have it on we'll have these slides on the admitted student page. So we'll have them.
So the submission of official transcripts, this is just policy. I mean, I think it has all been in the communications. So you please know that we will be, following up on this with your programs until this is, you're compliant. But if you go to the website, the university registrar's website, external degree verifications, that's going to give you all this information, the address, to have your transcript mailed in. But most universities have some type of electronic portal now where you just go and you request your transcript. You will have a registration hold until that prior degree is verified. So make sure that the transcript, like if you requested your transcript before your degree was conferred, you'll have to send another official transcript that shows that degree was conferred on the transcript. And then there's additional information for if your prior degree is from an international institution on that webpage, where you can always reach out to the external education team at prior-degree-review at vanderbilt.edu. But I am not going to go into a lot of detail just because I know it doesn't apply to everyone. And that website's going to be the best source of information. And you can always email us if you have any questions at all. Like Susan said, that's what we're there for. There's no question that is, not unimportant. And if we don't know the answer, we will get you to who does. So registration holds you'll have for prior degree verification. I don't know if any of you are summer admits, which of course open enrollment closed yesterday for summer. So if you had a hold, you may just need to reach out to us, and if there were extenuating circumstances, we may be able to lift that. The immunization compliance is also going to be a registration hold until that is clear. And these are state of Tennessee required immunizations for all universities. So it's not just Vanderbilt, it's not just you, it's every student on campus. The Student Health Center tracks this, so we can't, once you're compliant with them, that data is automatically updated in the system. If there is an extenuating circumstance and it's getting close to the end of open enrollment for fall, just reach out to us. We may be able to get a non-impact hold to allow you to enroll for fall but you won't be able to enroll in spring. Financial and student account holds, that shouldn't really apply to you this semester just because you're not really incurring a lot of fees right now. But if you say for the fall semester you have a balance in student accounts, there will be a hold for your spring semester registration. You can see your holds on the landing page. Oops, sorry. On the landing page and yes, under holds. And then again, this is the link to the same URO website. URO is the University Registrar's Office. So, and that site also has user guides for you for all things yes. So for registering, for degree audits, there's user guides for everything, and there's links in here for you to access that as well. I don't think I had anything else. So registration advisement guidelines. So all students are expected to meet with their advisor and DGS the semester prior. I know you guys are incoming. So hopefully your DGS or your program has kind of given you some insights. For incoming fall admits, you'll be able to register for July 17th. So that's what your fall 24 will say on your enrollment date, where this says April 10. And so every semester when the enrollment dates open and the schedule for that semester becomes available, students will receive an email. You'll also receive an email when registration is closing. We also forward all these emails to your program director and the coordinator, so they're aware and reminded as well that like, hey, registration's closing tomorrow, so that everyone's aware. So if you go to them for a question, they're like, oh, I didn't know. They should know because we're also telling them. And then just again, all of this is online. It's all in the catalog, the graduate school catalog, but just please pay close attention to those dates. Talk to your advisors if you need to. Just pay attention to your research hours once you are registering for like special semesters or whatever, because we cannot change your registration after open enrollment closes. You can't change your variable credit or change the audit status of a course after open enrollment. You can withdraw from a course with approval from your department, but you'll receive a W for that. And you'll be subject to whatever the tuition reimbursement schedule is, which is on the student accounts webpage. It's just a percentage. So as the semester goes later and later through the semester, it's a less of a percentage reimbursement. So registration errors that you might get while you're trying to self-enroll might be, the catalog will be updated hopefully by July 31st, the 24-25 catalog will be updated. So errors that you might get: if a class requires department approval, go to your coordinator or DGS. If there's a scheduling conflict, you'll need one of the instructors' permission that like, oh yeah, even if classes overlap by 10 minutes, it's not going to let you enroll. So you'll just need to send that approval from your instructor that, hey, we've made plans to, make up this time. It's okay for them to do that. We just need the instructor's written approval. Send it to your DGS, they'll send it to us, and we'll get you in the course. If the class is at capacity, we'll need the instructor's approval. If you are at the maximum credits for the term, we'll need the DGS's approval, usually for funding reasons. So full-time is 12, and I believe we allow up to 13 credit hours a semester. And then if the requisites aren't met, we'll need the instructor's approval to override that. Some courses have special enrollment. I'm going to go out of order on these. So like independent study and grad credit, you'll probably get a department approval error for those. So all of these have forms. If you're going to audit, there's a permission to audit form. It's on that forms page that Susan shared with you, and hopefully it will be in like an electronic form. That the form is on your landing page. It's called individual studies. So this is any course that is classified in the schedule as an independent study. And this is a school-wide form. The graduate school calls them independent studies. Other parts of the university call them individual studies, but it's all the same thing. So you'll go in there and it'll populate, you know, the information that you need, and it'll go to the instructor and everyone for approval. And then there's a PDF form, hopefully to be electronic soon, of graduate for an undergraduate or professional course. And that's on our forms page as well. And that requires instructor approval and DGS approval. This is the link to the forms page. But again, I promise if you Google Vanderbilt University Graduate School academic forms, boom, we'll be there. And then the user guide, there's user guides for everything in YES, registration, course drop, independent study. On your landing page in YES, there's a course drop electronic form. So after open enrollment closes, if you need to drop a course, that's the process you'll go through for approval. Degree audits, I don't have a lot here. It's a little bit self-explanatory. They reflect the requirements outlined in the catalog. So if it's satisfied, it'll be green. If it's satisfied, it'll be red. And it'll show a list of possible courses. If there's no list of possible courses, it may accept any course. But if it's looking for specific courses, that's where that'll be. Didn't mean for that to go away so fast. And if you have any questions about your degree audit or something doesn't look right, your DGS is the person to talk to. We can't change anything in there without their endorsement. It's just a nice little visual guide for you, you know, as you go through your studies. Let's see. These are just little random notes about degree audit. Like the city requirement, that's going to automatically update when you complete the city module. Most things will automatically update. But if it doesn't, just talk to your DGS and then we'll get it updated. And I know that was a lot. Tried to just pick the things that would apply to you now. And that's all I have if anyone has any questions.
Alexandra, the admitted student survey is just a survey that our office, the admission office, put together to get just some information about how you came to your decision to accept the offer. Does that help?
Where do we find it in our portal specifically?
You should have received a link to that survey. Let me I'll get your name down and make sure. I'll email you.
Okay, I'll put my email in the chat.
I've got your name, so you don't have to do that.
Okay, thank you.
Your name is how we have it in the system, correct? I guess I shouldn't assume.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Did anybody else have issues with accessing the admitted survey? Okay.
Can I address the city question real quick? There's instructions in your degree audit on where to upload city certificates that for modules you completed using an email address other than your Vanderbilt email address. And as long as it hasn't expired yet, you can upload that. The degree audits are looking for 1 of 5 very specific modules. So if it's not one of those, it won't clear in your degree audit. And I'm not sure. I was checking someone's fall 24 admit the other day, and those degree audits might not be populated yet. So I can get that email address out to Maya or someone in these notes in case you guys can't see your degree audits just yet.
What other questions? Even if it's not related to this, if there's anything else that you guys have any burning questions about?
Yeah,
Anybody? Yeah.
I have a quick question. So I was doing the onboarding modules and I saw the I-9 required. But then it's my understanding that the PhD students first year don't need to fill out an I-9, and I just wanted clarification on that.
I believe that you do in order to receive your stipends because you're
It's employee.
technically an employee.
Not
And
no,
so
not an
that's
employee, but you're getting paid. So
getting paid. Right, right.
Thank you.
and that's also another good question for the department. I don't know if you have to be in person for the verification for that, or if you can do that. But I'll find out about that. In the module, did it give instructions on how to do that verification? I didn't go through it, so I don't know.
I honestly don't recall if it had directions. It probably did.
Okay. I was just curious if they're doing virtual verification or if it's saying that you have to do. Okay, you were also told that. Okay, I will, just out of curiosity, I will find out because we should make it clear in the bright space so that you're not hearing it.
Yeah, and that might have something to do with the way that you're funded. So like if you're funded through an actual scholarship or whatever, stipend, it's not the same. So, but yeah, we can find out more about that.
We'll find out. Yeah, we will find out.
Thank you.
Wait, Sophia, who in IGP told you that? Was that during orientation or was that an email?
Carolyn Berry, maybe. Carolyn.
Via Slack? Okay.
I mean, she's the pro over there. I just wasn't aware of that for that program. So, I mean, if that's what she's saying,
I can ask Tyler because he was a coordinator.
Yeah.
So I'll ask Tyler. Anybody else? I hope you have a chance to look at the other things that we've got scheduled for the next few weeks. And if you haven't registered, that you do. Um, any specifically outside of what graduate admission does, we're sending emails out. There might be something, Nick, more specific to the School of Engineering and the CS department. Nick, I would ask them. I will share the feedback that you had that question.
The Graduate Student Council might be a good contact for that as well.
I have another question. So before we go ahead and enroll in parking, because a lot of us don't know what labs we're going to be in and what the most appropriate parking probably is for us. When we go to like onboarding events and stuff like that, can you recommend where we should be parking before we buy a yearly pass or something like that?
There are, to be honest, there are not that many options. I myself do daily parking. It's more cost efficient for me because I travel a lot. So if you know you're going to be on campus, the annual might be a better option for you. But there is a calculator available to help you do the math, to help you determine the best option. And then there's the map to let you know what parking structures are going to be closest to where you're going to be. I know when I was moving here, trying to navigate the parking and the transportation was a little bit dicey. We will have the session that we have with the welcome session will have current students available at that presentation. And we will just be able to discuss more about the housing, and we will be able to incorporate parking. I'll make a note that this questions come up and see if I can maybe get somebody from parking over, or at least find out if we have more information available. But another reason to attend that session so that we can help hopefully answer this question for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's only like 3 main garages. I think if you're science engineering, you're probably going to be the 25th Avenue garage. And then the Terrace Place is the one right next to the graduate student housing, which is on the opposite end of as far away as you can get from the 25th Avenue garage, which is where we park in daily. And then Wesley is off of 21st, like across from nursing. So it's kind of off campus over there by the Ben and Jerry's. But yeah, parking should be able to assign you.
What else? You guys excited? I can feel the excitement. Yeah. Anybody coming from overseas? Anybody coming from Mumbai? Okay. Melanie, oh, you're excited, not coming from overseas. Okay. So India so far the furthest. Anyone want to beat that? Scotland, okay. Oh, nice. Nika. Oh, okay. Good. I hope you have your travel booked. Anybody having issues with visa appointments? Anything like that? We don't have to talk about it, but hopefully you're not. Or at least getting a flight. Okay. Good. Well, if there's nothing else, I do again want to remind you that we hope to see you at the next session. Vice Provost Christy Mazel will give a short welcome, and we do expect that session to be a lot more engaging with each other. We are making room for that. And don't worry, you'll have a much more articulate MC than me at that session. But I want to thank you all for participating today. It was really great to see you, and again, we are so excited that you have accepted our offer and that you'll be joining us. And anything that we can do in the meantime to help with your transition and your onboarding, please do not hesitate to reach out to us, whatever means necessary. But again, we are very excited to see you on campus soon. Okay? All right, everyone.